Hello, and welcome to Télécom ParisTech's video capsule or video tutorial on how to write a CV or resume in English. This is a two-part video capsule tutorial where we will be focusing on the content and layout of a CV or resume in English. These videos target students who are finishing their bachelor's or master's degree and are applying for internships, recent graduates with a bachelor's or master's degree about to enter the workforce, and working professionals with fewer than 5 years of work experience. Each video will highlight tips to consider and mistakes to avoid when drafting your English language CV or resume. Tip 1. Know your target audience. What country will you be sending your CV or resume to? Who will be reading it? Depending on the country, you may have to change the content you include. For example, in the US, it is illegal to put your picture or overtly mention your age, race, marital status, or other personal information. While some of this may be required on an international CV, in the US, any personal information beyond how to get in touch with you for a follow-up interview should be left out. And don't forget, ideally, your CV should be on one page. Tip 2. Very often, you will see that resumes or CVs have an objective heading. Including this category on a CV or resume is not a requirement, especially not in the US, but if you do, make sure that the objective is specific. For example, seeking a 6-month entry-level internship in data processing and imagery. Tip 3. If you are a soon-to-be or recent graduate from college, your education category should be toward the top of your CV or resume. Start with your most recent degree and work backwards. If you have multiple degrees, list only what is pertinent. If you have your master's degree, we don't need to know when and where you graduated from high school. When including information about your degree, start with the degree you've earned, the institution and location, and finally the date when you obtained the degree. If you are sending your document to another country, you may have to explain your diploma or degree, as not all educational systems are the same. For example, here in France, some students will do a prépa, or receive a BTS, or go to a grande école. These concepts must be explained. For concrete examples, see here and listen to a follow-up capsule. Tip 4. The next category on your CV or resume is generally experience. For each relevant job or experience you highlight, you must include 3 to 5 key points. A quick recap of what your tasks, responsibilities, and achievements were. These should all begin with what are called action verbs and should be as precise and as concise as possible. Action verbs in English allow you to get straight to the essential without wasting space. Quantify where you are able. For example, coordinated with a 5-team member and not just worked as part of a team. Tip 5. Often applicants will place their skills category after their experience category. This is a great way to highlight what foreign or computer languages you know, or to indicate a knowledge set that your more traditional courses of studies don't necessarily encompass, but could be useful for the job to which you are applying. For example, if you're applying to be a lifeguard, you might mention that you're able to swim 500 meters in less than 7 minutes as a skill, which could directly impact your ability to do the job well. Tip 6. The hobbies category. In general, is the last heading or section placed on a CV or resume. If you're applying for a position in the US, hobbies need to be dealt with very carefully. If you have an unusual hobby, or a hobby that might be viewed as illustrating a characteristic which could be beneficial for doing the job you're applying to, then go ahead and put it if there is space. For example, run marathons or Girl Scout group leader. The fact that you run marathons may show that you're dedicated and disciplined. Likewise, being a Girl Scout group leader shows that you have leadership abilities. Otherwise, in the US, you would tend to leave your hobbies off. If applying elsewhere in the world, the hobbies category is a way to differentiate yourself from applicants. So again, take the opportunity to be specific. Instead of saying enjoy reading, put what you like to read. Enjoy reading detective mysteries and biographies about famous historical leaders, for example. I'd like to end with a tip which is crucial when applying for a job or an internship. Match your resume or CV to the job for which you are applying. Avoid sending out a cookie-cutter copy document, and you'll increase your chances of clinching that coveted internship or first-time job. Hope this video capsule was helpful, and please click on part 2 to learn key concepts for formatting your CV or resume. Thanks.